Breaking news. Look at the live scene on your screen right now. Federal agents now have clashed with rioters outside that facility, that Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE facility near Chicago. So they were protesting peacefully earlier, and then they had to hit them with pepper balls. And you could see all of the melee just moments ago, and now the federal agents are holding the line against the rioters. They were 2 feet apart. Now they're a little bit farther apart, and if the camera could pull out, and I know that our reporter, Mike Tobin, is on the ground. He's with this photographer. I don't know if he can hear the sound of my voice, but we want to be able to see exactly. We've got most of the sign, but you see off to the left are the federal agents. On the other side of the sign, the protesters are being pushed back. Now, there has been a lot of protesting, but again, this turned into something different. Broadview, Illinois, outside of Chicago, and agents formed a line just seconds ago. I want to bring in Mike Tobin. Mike, did something tip this in one direction, or did things just get too crowded? And was there any purpose in their movements as agents had to begin firing pepper balls at anti-ICE rioters?
There seemed to be two incidents that drove what we're seeing right now. One, there was a vehicle that had to come into this temporary facility, and where the southwest entrance, and they had a lot of protesters there. So they needed to make space for that vehicle. And pardon my delivery, I'm just the after effects of the tear gas. Also, it seemed that there were a few individuals that they wanted to detain. So they cleared out the crowd. They zeroed in. They had officers on foot who zeroed in on a couple of people. They put them face down and bound them up on the pavement out there, and they took those individuals into custody. And so what you see now is the aftermath. They've cleared out the, I would call this the southeast entrance to this temporary facility now, pushed all the demonstrators back onto 25th Street. And now you see them just holding the line right now to prevent them from going back to the same spot where they were before. Now you see all the demonstrators out there. A few of them are on the ground triaging, if you will, just dealing with the after effects of the gas and the pepper balls. In fact, something I can show you, I'll put it right in front of the camera here. Here are some of the rubber bullets that are getting fired out there. For the crowd control. It's a kind of a hard, yet not entirely hard rubber, and this is the pepper ball. If you could see really close, it may be hard on your screen, but that is filled with the chemical irritant that kind of goes up into a cloud of gas after they fire it. They're using that a lot. They hit the fence with it, and it makes a cloud and clears the people out. So this is the aftermath of all of that. You got a crowd of people still intent on not backing down, would be their choice of words, but standing in confrontation with these officers. And the officers here, some of them from ICE, some of them from Border Patrol, backing the people up to make some space. And you look now, way down that road, that is the space that they created to the southwest entrance of this temporary ICE facility in Broadview, Illinois. Harris.
Mike Tobin, you're giving us some great close-up looks at what it takes to keep that ICE facility and those federal agents away from the rioters, but they are still not leaving. You pointed that out. Could you hear anything that any of these rioters were saying or chanting as this was going on, as federal agents had to move in and push them back with all really means necessary in terms of non-lethal, because that's what you just showed us with that ball?
Right, the non-lethal weaponry, they use gas, they use the rubber bullets, they use the pepper balls. And then in terms of things that the protesters say, frankly, you've heard all of it before. They say, you know, Nazis, fascists, they say the totalitarian government, things of that nature. And of course, when someone gets picked up, they say that there was no reason for that individual to be picked up. You hear that pretty much every time, and they're not really singing off a different sheet of music this time around.
And what is happening right now? I mean, I know that they won't go away. Has the crowd gotten much thinner? I mean, you would think that with all of that pushing back from federal agents, people would just turn around and go home. But they are waiting. What is the wait for? Have you talked with any of them?
Well, it usually increases the number once there's a conflict. It encourages them. You got to keep in mind the protesters who show up at a place like this with the painters' masks on, with the keffiyehs and whatnot. They're looking to make a statement, but they're also looking for the drama. They're not afraid of having a conflict. In fact, I think some of them are pretty encouraged to have some form of conflict. And when you see the line form up, that's where the conflict occurs, Harris.